Hi there, Laurie. How you doing? All right. Thank you for this written rationale. This is fantastic. Really gives me a great idea of your designer's intent. Um, did a good job explaining some of your methodology and as well as the development of your concept. So this is fantastic. Thank you so much. As a student, I think it's so important to include your written, to really be detailed in your, including your written experience with any assignment that you happen to be involved with. I think it really indicates to a high degree how you're retaining the learning objectives and the outcomes of every individual assignment. Not just for this class, I'm talking in general as a student. I think it's really effective to accompany your submission of your assignment work with a nice written rationale describing your experience with that assignment. So thank you very much. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. It's a great start. I mean, the page mechanics are solid, and hierarchy is for the most part very well. I've got a few comments I think that are really going to make a lot of sense to you. So um, now, I, I okay, let's talk about the background image first. I just got done with a critique for a student, and the image that they had used in their background was really kind of muddy and hazy. And we see the same thing here. However, this is definitely a photo filter on this image. And this is purposefully meant to be this kind of hazy, almost dreamlike image. Let me show you the other. This is the other one. And as you can see, there's not a wide tonal range in this image, so it's hazy as well, right? But I don't think that this one is intended to be hazy. I just think that this one may be not as high a quality image as we could, want to see in an ad. But this one is purposefully hazy. So um, so if I make comments, those of you who are watching along, if I make comments about your image being somewhat hazy or lacking a good tonal distribution, and I'm not making these comments here, this image is meant to look like this. Okay, as far as the page layout itself goes, I think that there's a few things we can do. We can redistribute some weight a little bit to really bring out some beautiful harmony in this page. I think this is really weighty right here. I mean, in conjunction with the hazed out background image and the full opacity plus the dark color of the hue associated with the background, and in that it is full opacity, it's not transparent at all. This is just too heavy. Visually, it's number one position on hierarchy, and you don't want that. All eyes go here first. In reality, you want all eyes should go here first. So by reducing the visual weight associated with this, we can redistribute the way the viewer we can guide the viewer through the composition. Instead of starting here, the viewer is always going to go to people first. If there are people in the image, you can't compete with that. People are always, especially if there's faces and eyes involved. Viewers always going to look there first. So the viewer looks here, then it beautifully just kind of transitions up to the headline, the subhead, the body copy, and then through the rest of the image. So I'm going to go ahead and suggest we remove that background box and just keep your image clipped. It'll work. We'll reduce this size. I wouldn't even bold this type. I would just keep this type in close in proximity with this configuration here. You may even consider making it smaller so that this is associated with this. And that'll really release some of the weight associated with that area and redistribute the weight of the actual composition in more of a comfortable way, I think. Okay, at that point, what I would recommend doing is I'm not feeling this dark gray. I would set that in purple as well. Don't forget, this is Arial bold, and this is a subhead, so this should be set in Arial bold italic. When you italicize that, it's really going to create a beautiful relationship with the headline. I think the space relationships are great. That's fine. But right now, I think the body copy is a little bit too close to the headline and subhead. I would move that down a little bit. Here's a really great trick. In any kind of design where there are faces involved, we can use that as a guide. And we can use it by simply taking this text block right here and moving it down so that the first line of the text block somewhat aligns with this area of their face. Maybe their eyes, you take his eyes and her eyes and come right across. Start your body copy right there. It's a way for the composition for a designer to lead the viewer from here over into the text area. It's a really neat trick. We do it all the time. I do it constantly. Whenever there's a face in an image, I'm like, I'm going to use that to my advantage. Okay, if this set in bold, it looks like it is. It just should be Arial bold. I'm sorry, Arial regular. So we have headline Arial bold, subhead Arial bold italic, body copy regular Arial. Okay, finally, my final suggestion is this. I think that this image right here is difficult to read. That resort spot is almost impossible to read down there. I would select a different logo for that portion. Also, you may consider the purple background. So if you remove this purple box right here, you're going to have a little bit of, since all the text is left aligned over here, it's redistributing the weight of the composition. So you'll be able to use that logo with the purple background. What I would do here, though, is also take a guide and draw it to the bottom baseline of resort spa. Come over here and make sure that your contact information aligns with the baseline of the logo. That'll clean up that horizontal alignment associated with the bottom eighth of the ad. Really create some harmony down there. All right, those are my suggestions. I think try it. I think you're going to like it. I think it's really, really going to make for a beautiful ad. Okay, questions, comments, concerns, clarifications, any of the above, please let me know. I'll be glad to do so. If you want to make any changes between now and this week at all, then if you want to run this by me again, absolutely more than glad to comment. But think about those changes, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you very much.